Hi, I hope everyone's doing well during this safer at home and just crazy pandemic crisis that we've been going through. I just read for my university's museum. Hopefully that will be up soon on YouTube. You can see me totally butchering my beginning, my introduction. I was supposed to say inspired by, and I said about, and then for, and it just got really weird, and I forgot what I was supposed to say. Anyway, I thought this would be a really good opportunity to read some of my posts, like some of my poetry and nonfiction and fiction that is up on my JMJ poetry account. So I just thought, oh, well, why not? I got all dolled up and nowhere to go. So here I am. But okay, so I'm going to start with the first bite. That's my first post on here. You can't see it, obviously. Can you? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. This poem was written a while ago. I think I say 4 years ago. Yeah, and I think that that's pretty accurate because I think it was one of my first poems I was ever really proud of. My professor at Cal State Long Beach, no, I'm sorry. I transferred from Cerritos College. So I was there for a while after I graduated from high school. And I had great experiences there. I would not have rushed it for the world. And really, there's no point saying that I would have, could have, should have done something else because this is what happened and I'm here now. But so my point is, this was like the first poem that I wrote in the creative writing class that I took, and it was the first creative writing class I had ever taken. And I must have been around 21, I want to say, maybe. But Janae Daniello is her name. She's my professor and now a really close friend. She was one of my English professors at Cerritos College, and I took an interest in her poetry because she had said that she wrote poetry, so I looked it up. And she told me, why don't you next semester, I'm teaching finally a creative writing course, and it'll be my first one, and you should totally join me, and I was like, oh, I don't write poetry. I wrote poetry when I was a little girl, but I don't write it now. I wrote like fuzzy kitten poetry, like kind of, what you kind of do when you're little, but I stopped writing it because it just kind of wasn't something that I did. I always knew that I really liked English, but I always thought that I would take a very like academic route. That's to say, like, be a professor of English. Not that I don't want that. I do still want to do that, but I also want to teach creative writing, and I want to still, contribute to the like creative writing dialogue that is, American poetry, or what have you, or fiction or nonfiction. We'll see. But yeah, definitely, I still, I practice those genres. So yeah, that's just like a little interesting fact about this poem, is that it was not only written so long ago, but it was one of my first ones I was ever really proud of. And Janae Daniello suggested that she helped me with some edits, and she said, there's really something here. You should submit it to our poetry contest that Cerritos College has. And that must have been like 2015, 16. I don't know. I'm bad at math. But I was like, no, and I got first place, and it's really cool. And you can still see it on Cerritos College's department website, I think. And so, that was really cool. And I think that was like the first step where I was like, oh, I can do this, like, and I really enjoy it. And it's really cool. And I can like talk about things that I would, I talk all the time about everything, but especially at that time, I didn't talk too much about my grieving processes or like my mental health or anything. I was always like happy-go-lucky people pleaser, and my poetry lets me be something a little bit different than that, or more complex at least. So this is the first bite. Men have always told me I'd be prettier, thinner. The first man, my pudgy stepdad, always ate dessert before dinner. I've met many men with such sweet teeth, whenever they bite down, it hurts. This poem is called Riding in Cars with Men. 1. After Dad left, I memorized everything by distance. With my eyes closed in the back seat, that long curve told me we exited the freeway 2 more minutes before he dropped me back at Mom's. The first time I tried driving, Dad, frustrated, said, "You've watched me drive all of these years," and I responded, "You made it look easy," but I meant the leaving. 2. The first time I sat passenger side in your car, you asked me what I was thinking. I looked out the window and stared at nothing. I said something like, about how the world looks different out of other people's cars, but I might have been thinking about how many words like keys people leave locked inside them, about how many looks are lost to the blur outside these windows, about how I loved you. So this time, with our eyes closed in the backseat of my car, I ask you without being scared that one more hot breath might close us up in here. I ask you to stay. Thank you. Okay, so this one is called There's Always a Girl Who Loves Horses. And this one, I guess, I'm just kind of exploring the idea of wonder and love and sort of, obsession and sort of being obsessed with a thing that you don't understand why you are. I think that's kind of where this is coming from. There's always a girl who loves horses. The girls laugh at Marilyn again because of how many horse posters, pictures, figurines make up her room. She's obsessed with them, but she doesn't ever want to see a real one. You can't really love them then, they tease as they gallop around her. You have this want to take her aside, to tell her you know what it's like to be consumed by a something you don't understand. Tell her only the weak mistake obsession for love. Besides, she's not scared of their size. She's scared they'll be the prettiest thing she's ever seen. And you know that's what's truly wonderful. That's what's truly terrible. Thank you.